combination of appetizers, desserts, and side dishes, and of course, turkey. These are not my recipes, but I will link them in the description in case you are interested. So, with that, sit back, relax, and let's get started. Cranberry sauce. This sweet, tart sauce is almost as easy as opening up the canned stuff, and you know your Thanksgiving spread deserves better. This is one of the Thanksgiving dishes you can make up to a week in advance. Bonus, the flavors will meld and deepen while it hangs out in the fridge. Number 2. Classic stuffing. The key to amazing stuffing is freshly dried bread, not store-bought bread cubes. Cut your favorite type of bread into 1.5-inch cubes and lay them out on a baking sheet or in a large bowl. Let them dry out on the counter for about 48 hours, or toast them at a very low temperature in the oven until dehydrated. You can also assemble this whole dish the night before, then bake off on the big day. Number 3. Southern baked mac and cheese. This isn't your average mac and cheese. Chef Millie Beartree puts an entire layer of pure cheese in between 2 layers of already cheesy macaroni. Game changer. Save yourself some time and prep this macaroni up to 5 days ahead too. Once it's done baking, allow it to cool to room temperature and wrap the entire pan tightly in plastic wrap and a layer of heavy-duty foil. Reheat at 350 degrees until heated through. Number 4. Dry brine turkey. The one thing you can do to ensure a bird that stays juicy and doesn't dry out in the oven. make these. We stuff baby Bella mushrooms with garlicky, herby breadcrumbs and plenty of cheese. Stuff them ahead of time and bake them off when you're ready for an easy appetizer or simple side dish this Thanksgiving. Number 6. Harvest Chicken Casserole. This satisfying casserole has all of your fall favorites: Brussels sprouts, sweet potatoes, cranberries. Make it for a big crowd for Thanksgiving, and then make it all fall long. It's a make-ahead dream. Number 7. Pecan Pie. Nothing screams Thanksgiving more than a classic pecan pie. The craggy, crunchy top gives way to that delicious, rich interior, full to the brim of nuts. We provide instructions for a flaky, buttery pie crust, but this pie tastes nearly just as good with frozen pie crust. Just make sure to thaw it before baking. You can also make it ahead of time. Number 8. Overnight French toast casserole. We've got 3 words for you that are going to change your Thanksgiving morning forever. Overnight French toast. It's comically delicious thanks to a long overnight soak in heavy cream infused custard, which transforms the sliced challah into a puddingy delight. Number 9. Green bean casserole. Save some time and oven space on the busy holiday by making this Thanksgiving side ahead of time. Simply assemble the casserole, cover tightly with plastic wrap, and refrigerate until you're ready to bake. Whatever you do, don't forget to add the fried onions until after the first round of baking to ensure their signature crispy crunch. Number 10. Vegetarian mushroom gravy. Vegans and meat eaters alike will be piling this flavor-packed gravy on top of all the Thanksgiving sides. This gravy comes together in minutes, and you won't miss roasting a whole turkey or chicken to make it. The best part, you can make it ahead of time and store it in in your refrigerator for up to 5 days. Number 11. Perfect mashed potatoes. This might be controversial, but we're going for it. You can make mashed potatoes ahead of time. Simply reheat them with a little extra butter or milk before serving. If you don't want to make the entire dish ahead, you can definitely peel your potatoes and store them in water the night before. Then pull them straight from the fridge and onto the stove. Number 12. Cornbread dressing. Homemade cornbread is preferred for this dressing, and buttermilk cornbread is even more classic. But using boxed mix or store-bought cornbread in this recipe is totally okay too, as is assembling this 24 hours before you're ready to bake. As the oven preheats day of, let it rest and come to room temperature on the counter. Bake until set in the middle and crispy on top. Number 13. Roasted red potatoes. The tricks to roasting these potatoes are cooking at a high temp, making sure they're cut side down, and taking extra care to not overcrowd your pan. If this sounds like a lot for Thanksgiving Day, do it ahead of time. Simply give them a few minutes in the oven day of to get them hot and crispy again. Number 14. Fresh cranberry relish. Unlike traditional cranberry sauce, this easy relish doesn't require any cooking and can be made entirely in the food processor. Make it ahead of time for one less thing on your prep list this Thanksgiving. Number 15. Turkey roulade. Sometimes roasting a whole turkey is just too much of an undertaking. A roulade, though, it's surprisingly easy, super flavorful, and much easier to carve. Get it prepped ahead of time and then bake it off day of. Number 16. Best ever turkey brine. You should brine your Thanksgiving turkey at least overnight, but the longer it sits in the brine, the more irresistible flavor it gives. If you have the time, letting your turkey sit in the brine for up to 24 just brining a fresh or thawed turkey, but if you're really in a pinch, you can thaw it while you brine. But be prepared for it to take even longer to defrost in the brine, up to 2 days. Number 17. Pumpkin soup. Pumpkin soup is something that never gets old. It's light and creamy and is great for Thanksgiving because you can easily make it ahead of time. You can use various winter squashes to make this soup, but our top 2 favorite types are sugar pumpkins and kopacha squash, with calabaza and butternut squashes as runner-ups. Number 18. Roasted butternut squash soup. The sweet, squashy, and slightly earthy flavor that comes from a butternut squash makes it our go-to choice when it comes to whipping up a warming fall soup. The added creaminess from the blended potatoes plus the savory herbs makes this a more than welcome addition to your Thanksgiving menu, particularly because it can be made ahead of time. Number 19. Cranberry Brie bites. These are a fan favorite every fall. They always disappear within minutes, probably because the combo of salty, creamy brie, sweet, tart cranberry sauce, and crunchy pecans is perfect. They come together fast thanks to store-bought crescent dough, and you can assemble them a day early, then bake off when your guests arrive. Number 20. Pumpkin pie. Every Thanksgiving dessert table needs pumpkin pie. It's basically the law. We've got tons of tips and tricks for how to bake your best one ever. First up, make the pie ahead of time. Then just focus on the homemade whipped cream day of. Number 21. Homemade apple cider. Warm, full of spice, and just sweet enough. Homemade apple cider is the perfect drink for when you're hosting guests. It will make your home smell like fall. Make it up to 2 weeks in advance. Then serve it cold, hot, or spiked. Number 22. Sweet potato casserole with marshmallows. Most sweet potato casseroles have only marshmallows or pecans. Don't even think about making this mistake. Topping with a pecan streusel and then marshmallow helps this Thanksgiving casserole stand out above all the rest. You can cook and mash the sweet potatoes and assemble the casserole, including the pecan topping, up to a day in advance. Keep the whole thing in the refrigerator until ready to top with mini marshmallows and bake. Number 23. Classic corn casserole. This classic southern side is a guaranteed crowd pleaser. If you prefer, drained and rinsed canned corn can be used instead of frozen, and you could substitute more milk in for the heavy cream. You can also make it ahead of time. Simply prep the casserole, wrap in storage wrap, and place in the fridge until you're ready to bake the next day. Number 24. Cranberry Brie pull apart bread. Pull apart bread reaches a whole new level thanks to brie and cranberry sauce. Using sauce you've already made ahead of time, prep this through step 3. Then bake for just 20 minutes before guests arrive. Number 25. Roasted garlic parsnip puree. Parsnips are sweet like carrots and creamy like potatoes, making them a perfect alternative for mashing with some roasted garlic. You might just like them more than mashed potatoes. To make ahead, roast the parsnips and garlic, then combine them with the rest of the ingredients to blend day of. Number 26. Homemade biscuits. Like most baked goods, these biscuits are best fresh out of the oven, but they will keep in an airtight container for a couple of days. Retoast them in the oven for a few minutes right before Thanksgiving dinner to help make them warm and soft again. sausage, and a pile of sauteed spinach. Number 29. Sweet potato casserole. This recipe is for everyone who hates marshmallows atop their sweet potato casserole. In their place is a buttery brown sugar pecan topping that's still perfectly sweet and Thanksgiving worthy. To make it ahead, simply prep the casserole up to step 2, then refrigerate until you're ready to bake. When you're ready to bake, then you can prepare and top with the crumbly topping. Number 30. Roasted pear salad. This simple yet satisfying fall salad packs a flavorful punch with slightly smoky seared pears, creamy blue cheese, and ultra crunchy candied pumpkin seeds, tied together by a sweet sour honey vinaigrette. It's the perfect holiday side salad. Number 31. Roasted butternut squash. Butternut squash is a fall and Thanksgiving staple, but it can take a while to get it peeled and cut, not to mention how long it takes to roast. Get it prepped in the days before, then roast it day of. Hot tip: get your oven super hot for best results. Number 32. Apple pie. Every fall, we turn to this recipe because we think it's, well, pretty perfect. We like to fill our homemade flaky, buttery lattice crust with a combination of apples for an irresistibly sweet, tart filling. We're being 100% serious when we say this is the best apple pie recipe out there. Make it ahead of time so the filling can set in order to achieve perfect slices. If you prefer it warm, simply put it in the oven a few minutes before you'd like to serve dessert. So that is all for today. I hope you enjoyed. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful night.